So here, beginning in our child's pose, we will first just acknowledge the space, noticing the sensations around you, the quality of the air touching the skin, the quality of the clothing touching your skin, the sounds around you. Without any judgment or resting on any thoughts, just simply noticing them as they come up and then coming back to the breath. And as you become more aware of the space, begin to deepen the breath, expanding the rib cages out to the sides, the belly down between the thighs, and the upper spine towards the sky. Spread fingers wide, and if it feels okay, bring palm shoulder width distance. And with each inhale, think about lengthening the tailbone down towards the heels and the crown of the head further towards the front of the mat. Just getting long here. And begin to come into your Ujjayi breathing. So if you're not familiar with Ujjayi breath, we'll start by inhaling deeply through the nose. And as we exhale, we'll open the mouth and breathe out as if we're fogging up a mirror. So it's an audible breath, sounding a little bit like the ocean, also known as victorious breath. Once you've fogged up the mirror a couple of times with open mouth, on your next inhale, breathe in deeply through the nose. And as we exhale, we'll still fog up the mirror, but this time with the mouth closed. We'll use our Ujjayi breath throughout our practice to stay present in the moment, coming back to our breathing anytime our mind wanders, always coming back to our bodies. On the next inhale, gaze forward between thumbs. As you exhale, hook toes and send hips high and wide for downward facing dog. Take some time here to bring any motion to the body that you need, so maybe walking out the heels, lengthening through the back of the legs. Maybe nodding the head, yes, and shaking it from side to side, releasing through the neck. Maybe lifting a limb at a time off the earth and shaking it out, wiggling through the wrists and the ankles. Relaxing the eyes and a soft gaze between the feet. Relaxing the back of the neck heavily towards the earth. And taking a big Ujjayi breath in through the nose. And as we exhale, flutter the lips to relax the jaw. Eventually finding stillness in center and finding our alignment. So take a peek up at the hands and make sure that the middle fingers are pointing towards the corners of the mat. This will bring the wrist creases parallel with the front edge of the mat here. Once you found your hands, rock the weight into the center line of the hand, so between the pointer finger and the thumb. This inward rotation is going to create more engagement through the shoulders. Find the feet and lift up the 10 toes, rooting the weight into the pads of the feet. And then lift the hips even higher, lengthening from the crown of the head to the tailbone. Take a big breath, inhale. Exhale, walk feet to hands, coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. Here, our feet are hip bones distant or wider, with a gentle or a deep bend, allowing the crown of the head to roll all the way down towards the earth. If it feels good, catch opposite elbows with your palms, and from here, rock the weight from right foot to left foot, noticing the body sway like the pendulum of a clock. A gentle bend in the knees. Relax through the toes and the back of the neck. Full, deep Ujjayi breathing. Rocking the weight with the breath. On your next exhale, allow the elbows to release and hands fall down towards the ground. Heel toe the feet together with big toes touching, heels slightly parted. Imagine the feet are roots of a tree growing down into the earth deeply from the heels and the pads of the feet. Strong through the legs, and as we inhale, draw belly in and roll the body up one vertebra at a time. First dropping the tail, the low spine, mid spine, upper spine all stack on top of one another. Eventually drawing the shoulders up towards the ears and back and down, creating a wide open space through the heart center. Spread fingers wide, lift all 10 toes and fan them out, and then spread them back down on your mat. Our tailbone is dropped, creating a neutral pelvis, with a soft gaze directly ahead at the horizon. On our inhale, reach fingers high, gaze follows. Exhale, thumbs through heart, forward fold, release down. Gentle bend in the knees. Inhale, lift up halfway, length from crown of the head to the tailbone as shoulders reach together. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to a high push-up. Pause here one more time for alignment, bringing the wrist creases directly beneath the shoulders. And the heels reach far back behind you. Draw belly in. Inhale deeply. Exhale, hug elbows in towards center line. Either move through chaturanga or exhale, drop knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, glide forward, moving through upward facing dog or keeping ribs on the earth for baby cobra. Exhale, come through knees or straight to downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Root down through the hands, inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Last breath, inhale, gaze between thumbs. Exhale, walk or float the feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, draw shoulder blades together, belly button draws in. Exhale, fold. Root the feet down as we inhale with a flat spine, reach high. Maybe baby back bend at the top. Exhale, forward fold, relax down, bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back. With the same exhale, we lower down. Inhale, forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, gaze forward, bend knees deeply, and walk or float to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the big toes to touch if they're not there already. Bend the knees deeply. Rock the weight into the heels and inhale, lift up halfway, Utkatasana. So this is a pose of many names. Utkatasana is the Sanskrit. It's also called lightning bolt, so finding energy here. Also is a direct translation to awkward pose. So find where you're at tonight with this pose. Hopefully it's not too awkward. Wrap pinky side edges of hands towards center. Drop the tailbone down, lengthening through low spine. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant hands, step back. Either move through your vinyasa as you exhale, chaturanga, or come straight to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift forward. Exhale, down dog. On your next inhale, lift right leg high to the sky. Hip bones point towards the earth. Big toe from the top foot reaches down towards the ground. Breathe here. On our next inhale, we're going to draw the right hip to stack on top of the left, bringing the hips to face the long side of the mat. Bend the top knee and allow the right foot to drop behind you. Gaze is towards the earth, or maybe even underneath the left armpit. And if you can see your toes, you can wave at yourself, creating space and opening through the right side body. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale here. Exhale, step right foot forward. Drop the back heel. Preparing for Gracious Hero 1. Front knee is directly over front ankle. Back heel is rooted down into the ground. And as we inhale, lift high. Gracious Hero 1. Breathe here. Find a soft gaze. Notice the thoughts. And then simply come back. One more breath, inhale, reach fingertips high, lengthen crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, palms all the way down to either side of front foot. Step back, either moving straight to downward facing dog or breathing through your vinyasa. Eventually meeting in downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift left leg high. As we exhale, we're going to stack our left hip on top of the right. Bend the top knee and extend the left foot across the back of our body. So kind of like a scorpion tail. Our hands are equally rooted into the ground, and ideally our shoulder points are facing the earth. Breathe wherever you are. Spread fingers wide. Inhale, lift knee a little higher. Exhale, come through center, stepping left foot all the way through. Gracious Hero 1, drop back heel. Inhale, reach high. Take a peek down. You should be able to see your big toe of the front foot. If not, just press the left knee to the pinky side edge of the mat. Find your two hip bones and point them forward by drawing left hip in and right hip forward. Relax shoulders. If you're feeling any tension in the arms, you can bring cactus arms, so bending the elbows here. Front knee is bent directly over front ankle. Breathe. Gaze is ahead at the horizon. One more full deep inhale. Exhale, bring hands through heart. Plant them down on either side of front foot. Step back. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Eventually coming to meet in downward facing dog. Full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. Take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale with a sigh. Inhale deeply. Exhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, and walk or float between the hands. Inhale, halfway lift for length. Exhale, forward fold. Big toes come to touch if they're not there already. Heels are slightly parted, bend the knees, and inhale, rise up, Utkatasana. Again, wrap pinky side edges of hands towards center line. And of course, cactus arms are available. Find the crown of the head and lift it towards the sky, lengthening from crown of head to the tail. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen the bend. Inhale. Exhale, bring palms to heart center. Find the left elbow and wrap it to the right knee, taking a twist. The weight is in the heels here, so that little baby toes can wave to the neighbor in front of you. Breathe here. Full, long, deep breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, release the knees, forward fold. Split the feet about hip bones distance wide. You can bring 2 fists together between the feet to get a measurement here. And then use your peace fingers to hook onto the big toes, bringing your thumb onto the big toenail. On our inhale, we'll lift up just like in our halfway lift, drawing shoulder blades back and away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold. Find 2 opposing actions here as our big toes root down into the ground and our fingers pull up, creating engagement in the shoulder blades as they draw back and away from the ears. The back of the neck is loose and relaxed. Draw the belly button up and into the spine. Full deep breath, inhale. Exhale, gently release. Heel toe the big toes back to touch. Bend knees deeply. Inhale, reach high, Utkatasana. Weight is back in the heels as tailbone reaches down. Exhale, palms come to heart center, taking a twist to the opposite side. Draw both knees into one line, and this may look like your right hip pulls back gently. Each inhale creates length in the body somewhere. And each exhale allows us to twist more deeply, if only in intention. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, twist more deeply. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release and fold. One more time, split the feet. Coming into Padahastasana, gorilla pose, we're going to bring the palms of the hands to meet the soles of the feet. If it's available, bring the toes all the way to the wrist creases. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rocking the weight forward towards the palms, giving the wrist creases a little massage here. Allow the back of the head to be relaxed. And reconnect with the breath. Full, even length inhales and exhales. One more breath in. Exhale, release palms. Heel toe the feet together with big toes touching. We're going to come into crane or crow, which is an arm balance. Feel free to just watch first and then give it a try wherever you're at. So I'm going to have my big toes touching and my knees wide, and I'm going to plant my hands shoulder width distance in front of my body. I don't want them too close to me, so I'm going to bring them about 1.5 feet forward. From here, my gaze is in front of my body. I'm going to lift my hips high, rock my weight forward, bringing my knees to the triceps or the elbows. My knees are squeezing in towards center line, and maybe I stay right here. Or I can begin to rock my weight forward and maybe lift one toe at a time, or eventually both toes up off the mat. When I'm ready, I'm going to exhale and either slowly step back through chaturanga Or if you're feeling adventurous, you can float back. Your turn. You totally have this. Everybody, bring your big toes to touch. Bend the knees deeply, coming up onto the toes, and bring the knees wide. Hands are planted shoulder-width distance and about a foot in front of the body. From right here, you can maybe touch the knees to the triceps, and this is the same engagement as when you're lifted. Spread the fingers wide and find a single gazing point ahead of you. Inhale, lift the hips, and rock the weight forward, bringing the knees back to the triceps, the back of the upper arms. Maybe this is where you stay. Or rock the weight forward, beginning to balance the knees on the backs of the arms. Notice the breath. Palms are flat. Gaze is slightly forward. Breathing wherever you are. Knees come to the back of the arms, and then you can walk over. Yeah. Take another breath or two to find your own place here. Drawing the belly in, creating engagement through the core. Take one more inhale in your crane or crow or practice or wherever you are. Exhale, make your way to chaturanga. Inhale, glide forward, upward facing dog. Heart center reaches forward as palms press the earth away. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift right leg high. Exhale, step right foot to right thumb. The back heel stays lifted here, and the back of the thigh of our left leg is reaching towards the sky. Inhale, lift high for crescent lunge. Breathe here. Release those toes. Even in the poses where we find challenge, there's space. So where can you find relaxation? Where can you find opening and room for growth? Palms can stay lifted, or they can come to heart center. Inhale here. As we exhale, take left elbow and hook it to the right knee for crescent lunge twist. Optional, bring left knee down, and you can even unhook the toes here. Breathe, more breath. Lift the back thigh towards the sky and think about the inner thighs drawing together like a pair of scissors. One more breath, inhale. Exhale, twist a little more deeply through the belly button. Inhale, come all the way back up, crescent lunge. As we exhale, bring hands down through heart and plant them on either side of the front foot. Release the back knee and the top of the foot to the mat. From here, we're going to bring our right hand to the inner line of the right foot and the left palm flat on the earth. So this can look like a pretty big hip opener, so maybe this is where you stay, reaching the shoulders back and away from the ears. Either inhale and breathe here, or exhale and maybe slowly come down towards the forearms. Gaze is ahead. Slowly bringing the eyes towards the mat as the back of the neck relaxes down. If it feels good, allow the right knee to fall open, coming onto the outer edge of that right foot. You can clasp the hands or stack 2 fists on top of one another, creating a little pillow for the forehead. Take this opportunity to find space, to find relaxation in the eyes and in the jaw. Breathing wherever you are. Noticing any thoughts that may come up for you here. And simply acknowledging them and coming back to your practice. Find one more full breath wherever you are. Inhale. Exhale deeply to relax more fully into your pose. Inhale, if you're on your forearms, press up back to the palms. Bring both hands alongside the front foot, eventually bringing palms all the way up to the front knee. Either staying here, breathing for 3 more breaths, or find left palm and swim it open. Bend the left knee and catch onto the back foot, creating an opening through the left thigh. Yeah, feel free to double the mat here if you need some more protection for the knee, little padding. Wherever you are, engage through the low belly, drawing bottom abdominals up and in towards the spine. Wrap shoulders down and away from the ears. One more full breath, inhale. Maybe extending top arm forward and high. Exhale, slowly release the back leg, both palms down. Step back, move straight to downward facing dog. It's funny how downward facing dog becomes like a resting pose halfway through the practice. Reconnecting with the breath, realigning the body. Spreading fingers wide, rooting the weight between the pointer finger and the thumb. And wrapping the triceps in towards center line. One more full breath. Inhale. Exhale with a sigh. On our next breath in, lift left leg high. Exhale, step left foot to left thumb. Keeping the back heel lifted and the back thigh reaching towards the sky. We'll inhale up to crescent lunge on the opposite side. So a lot of times I see a lot of what we call duck butt, so a very large curve in the low spine. To move out of this, we can bend the back knee and draw the tailbone down. Then begin to lengthen the back leg. So knitting the abdominals together, the front rib cage together, creating engagement through the core. From here, we can extend arms high. More breath. More space. Think about the inner thighs like a pair of scissors, drawing them together, which will help send both hips to point forward. Inhale, lengthen, crown of head high, growing a whole inch in the vertebra. Exhale, bring palms to heart center. Find right elbow and hook it to left knee. Coming into a crescent twist on the opposite side. Optional, the back knee comes down. Gaze is directly over hands. Oh, relax through the face. Yeah, you know if I'm talking to you. When I say relax the face, I'm usually like talking to a couple of you. You know who you are. One more breath. Inhale. Lengthen from crown of head to the tailbone. Exhale, twist more deeply through the belly button. Inhale, come high. Exhale, bring hands through heart center, planting them to either side of front foot. From here, drop the back knee, coming onto the top of the right foot. Bring both palms to the inner line of the left foot. Maybe you stay right here, or inhale, lengthen heart center forward, and exhale, coming down onto the forearms, eventually reaching the head towards the ground. Find the same variation here as you did on the first side, maybe bringing the left knee wide. Breathing more. Acknowledging the thoughts, noticing where your mind is. And just like deciding, is that where you want your mind to be? With no judgment, just simply being aware. If you're on your forearms, in your next inhale, come back up to palms. Bring hands alongside front foot, eventually coming all the way to the front knee. If you need padding on your back knee, bring the mat folded. Otherwise, inhale, draw belly in, and exhale, begin to bend the back knee, reaching back with right palm, catching onto the foot behind you. Thinking about eventually having hip bones and shoulders pointing forward. Either stay here or extend top hand forward and up. Maybe bringing the thumb and the pointer finger together. Breathe deeply, inhale. As we exhale, slowly release palms and back leg. Press hands down into the mat and step back, either moving through your vinyasa or coming straight to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Give the head a gentle nod, relaxing through the back of the neck. Release through the jaw. Take one more full breath in. Exhale, gaze forward, bend the knees deeply, and walk or float feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift, length through the spine. Exhale, forward fold, release. Root down through the feet and inhale to reach high. Fingertips reach the sky. Exhale, thumbs come to heart center. Bring the big toes to touch and the heels slightly parted. Preparing for our balancing poses, we're going to find the muscles between our pubic bone and our tailbone and draw them all up, creating lots of strength and engagement through our rib cage. Root down through your left standing foot. Inhale, reach arms high. As we exhale, we're going to bend the knees deeply. Lift right leg over left, as if we're sitting at a fancy dinner party. Maybe the toes wrap around the shin, coming into eagle pose. Bring arms out to the sides, horizontal to the body, and cross right arm under left, and weave the palms together. Find your single gazing point between the arms. Notice if the body is rounding forward, and draw shoulders back and down on the spine. Be the shortest, tallest person in the room. Rock the weight into the heel. Maybe bend the bottom knee even more deeply. Inner thighs hug together. This is a great place to smile. An even better place to breathe. One more breath. Inhale, lift fingertips towards the sky.
Exhale, release and unwind, reach fingers tall. Exhale, arms down along the sides. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, bend knees, Utkatasana. Root down through right standing leg and inhale, lift left leg over right knee. Wrapping big toes around the shins if that's available. Bring arms horizontal to the body and bring left arm under, right arm over. Wrapping the arms together like a piece of rope. Shoulders reach back and down. Elbows come to shoulder height if that's available. Weight is in the heel. Gaze and breath are soft. You've got this for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release, reach fingers high. Inhale at the top, and exhale, bring hands to heart center. Again, find weight in the left standing foot. Coming into tree pose, Vrikshasana, we're going to bring our right foot, beginning just with a kickstand with toes on the earth and heel to meet the ankle. Either stay here or bring foot to shin, or all the way up to the thigh, bringing heel as close to the pubic bone as possible. If you're looking for even more, you can come into half lotus, bringing the top of the right foot to the left hip crease. Breathing wherever you are. Drawing both foot and thigh into your center line, pressing them together. Palms can stay at heart center or inhale, arms high. Engagement in the low belly. Drishti either stays ahead of you or eventually inhale, look high. Relax, shoulders down. Inhale for one more breath in. Exhale, palms come through heart center. Slowly release, foot all the way down. Inhale, lift right leg high in front of you. Exhale, sweep right foot across the earth and send it all the way back, coming into Gracious Hero 3. Gaze is directly in front of you as belly button draws up and in. Big toes point towards the earth on the back foot. Inner thigh rotates towards the ceiling for one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips come all the way down, lower right foot to the earth, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine from crown of head to the tailbone. Exhale, plant palms, step back, high to low push-up, flow. Inhale, glide forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, leading with hips, downward facing dog. Full breath, inhale. Full breath, exhale. Deep breath in. As you exhale, gaze forward, walk or float feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, baby bend in the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Root both feet down deeply, and as we inhale, reach high, long spine. Exhale, hands come to heart. Vrikshasana on the opposite side, root the weight into the right standing foot. Bring left toes to the earth with heel gently resting on that right ankle. Maybe we stay here today. Bring the foot to the shin or all the way up to the thigh with the heel as close to the pubic bone as possible. Find the muscles between the pubic bone and the tail and draw everything up and in. Eventually finding a resting place for the foot, either above or below the knee. Gaze is soft at the horizon. Either stay here or inhale or reach arms high. Breathe deeply. Press left foot and right thigh equally in towards center line, creating engagement through the low belly. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen, maybe bringing the gaze all the way to the sky. As we exhale, bring hands through heart center, release knee, bringing foot all the way down to the mat. Inhale, lift left foot in front of you. Working through even hips. As we exhale, brush the foot across the earth, reaching the heel behind you, hinging forward for Gracious Hero 3. Back heel reaches long and away from heart center as the big toes point towards the ground, finding an inward rotation of the inner thigh. Inhale, lengthen, foot and crown of head away from the hips. Exhale, slowly release fingertips down, eventually drawing foot down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back, high to low. Inhale, glide forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, leading with hips, downward facing dog. Breathe deeply. Full long breaths. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, gaze forward, bend the knees. And from here, we're going to make our way to our seat. So as you exhale, float forward all the way onto the bottom. Or with the goal, right? The intent of eventually being able to float all the way through. Coming on to the sits bones. And then rocking the weight back, finding the fleshy part of the bottom between the tailbone and the sits bones. And inhale, lift legs off the earth. Draw shoulders back and down, coming into easy boat. Draw the shoulder blades together. Maybe toes just hover on the mat today. Shins can be parallel with the earth, or extend the legs long. Either stay where you are with the hands or reach them forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, low boat. Inhale, high. Exhale, low. Just 100 more times. Inhale. Exhale, low. No, seriously, twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Wherever you are, raise your sails, smile. Exhale, lower feet and palms to the earth. Bring the soles of the feet together with knees wide. Catching on to the ankles or the feet. Bring the thumbs to the inner line of the feet here. Inhale, lengthen the spine. So the diamond between your legs here is actually pretty large, so scoot the heels away from the body. Inhale, lengthen, reaching tailbone back, shoulders back, crown of head tall. Exhale, fold forward. Allow the forehead to drape towards the feet as the shoulders reach back and away from the ears. Breathe more. If the thumbs are at the inner line of your feet, think about the feet as a book. So eventually finding flexibility in the ankles here too, and peeling the feet open so the tops of the feet come closer to the mat. One more breath, inhale, lengthen. One more full releasing exhale. Inhale, come all the way up to seated. Bring the knees together. Making our way all the way onto the spine, catching the backs of the knees. Inhale. And exhaling, rolling all the way down onto the back. Bring the palms underneath the body facing down. So you can make like a diamond with your hands, bringing the two pointer fingers and the thumb together. This is what your hands are gonna look like underneath your low back. Or something similar to that. The forearms are pressing down into the earth. Draw the knees parallel with the ground here, and then inhale, reach toes high. Exhale, lower the legs 30% towards the ground, extending the pads behind the big toes forward. Draw low belly in, relax the shoulders and the neck. Inhale. Exhale, lower 30 more. Reaching feet forward, inhale. Exhale, lower 30 more, just hovering over the ground. Either stay right where you are or lift the shoulders and the face forward, gazing to the toes. Draw low belly in for one more breath in. Exhale, release head and shoulders down. Keep feet where they are. Inhale, lift 30. Exhale. Draw belly in. Inhale, lift 30. Exhale. Inhale, lift all the way to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, lift the feet to the sky, reaching the back of the body off the earth slightly. Exhale, lower, drawing knees into the chest. For the most loving squeeze ever. Never been so happy to see our knees. Maybe rocking the weight from side to side, giving the low spine a little massage. Release the knees and bring the arms wide away from the body so you're creating a T. And then drop both legs to the left, coming into a gentle supine twist. If you need more opening here, feel free to extend the legs long so the body's in the shape of an L. More breath. On your next inhale, come back to center. Exhale, roll to the other side. Finding the same variation on this side as the first. Full deep breath in. Full deep breath out. On your next inhale, draw knees back to center. Extend legs long to the corners of the mat. And before we come into our final resting pose, inhale, reach arms and feet as far away from the heart center as possible. At the top of the breath, hold the air in and lengthen everything as far away from the hips as you can. Hold, 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 reach. Exhale, relax down. Bringing arms alongside the body with palms face up. Let go of the breath, of the work. Breathing here in our final resting pose. I'd like to offer some gentle touches of assistance to help you relax more deeply into your Shavasana. If you would prefer not to be touched, please raise your hand. Okay, thank you. As I come around, just completely relax the body. No need to move or help. Just simply being here. Know that there is nothing to change. There's nothing to fix. Everything is exactly as it should be. And you're perfect exactly as you are. Slowly begin to bring awareness back into the fingers and the toes. Rolling out the wrists and the ankles. Rocking the head from side to side and deepening the breath. As you're ready, extend arms overhead for a full body yawn, like you've just woken up from a deep, deep sleep. Exhale, draw knees into chest. Eventually rolling over to the right or left side, coming into a fetal position. And as you're ready, with eyes still closed, press yourself up to a comfortable position at the front of your mat. Bring palms together with thumbs at heart center. We'll close our practice with one unifying Om. If you're not familiar or comfortable with Om, feel free to just listen. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. Bring thumbs to the third eye point between the eyebrows. The divine light in me greets and acknowledges the divine light in each of you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for coming. If anybody has any questions or feedback, please let me know. And I hope to see you here next week.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.